Alright, so I'm back to working on the exhaust for the boat. I successfully got it expanded quite a bit. I used this old broom handle and I just started pounding it in there a bit, and it got stuck a bunch, but then I just started heating it up and I could keep getting it in there a bit further. The end's all messed up. But what I think I'm going to do now is use a bigger rod now, and I have this, there's an old socket, this thing here that goes to my air hammer, right? And I'm going to air hammer that through there, and I can heat it up as needed to get it to bend, and if it does get stuck in there and I can't get it out, I can just heat it up a bunch till I burn the wood out of it, and I should be good. So I'm going to try that, because trying to find this tubing, it's quite thick. I can't seem to find it. And if I do find it, I have to find joints to fit the ends together. Well, look at this, we have asparagus. This is the second batch that's come up. I already harvested once. I'm going to have to eat this today, otherwise it's going to go to seed. But this works out pretty good. This is my hugelkultur bed. So this stuff, I guess because it's raised, it probably gets warm quicker, and this produces it, early. And then I have another asparagus bed out in a shady area, and that produces later. Definitely need to weed this thing and get our other stuff in here, but it's okay. Okay, boat project update. The exhaust is, I'd say, fixed, other than putting the outside of it back on, the jacket. But basically what I did is, first I started with this smaller piece of broom handle, off an old broken broom handle. Shoved that through there, and then put through a larger one. And with using the wood, there's actually, this is my second one. The first one, I would heat it up as I pushed it in there, and most of it burnt off, which is fine. So then I had a second one to go ahead and try to open it up some more. There is one little dent. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there's a little dent right there, but I'm not too concerned with that. I did try shoving it through again, and it started to actually dent it out right in there. It's hard to see on camera, but I didn't want to go through the wall of it. So there is a couple little nicks and stuff where that happened when I guess when I cut the outside of it off. But I think we can repair those, because it already had a patch on it here from the previous owners. So I guess that's as good as it's going to get. And a chunk of this pipe, 24-inch piece, was like $130. So if this lasts for a while, it will be good. Hopefully it doesn't collapse again. Now, we're kind of talking about this yesterday, with it being a 14-inch collapsed piece, it kind of makes me wonder if it froze, or if something happened with the heat and then the water jacket cooling it and somehow causing it to collapse on itself. But it seems like it would have to have some sort of a vacuum for that to happen. So it's possible that happened with the cold water and the hot exhaust, but I don't know. We'll see if it happens again. If I have the same problem down the road, I'll definitely know what it is, and I can change the system and maybe go to stainless or something. So I would kind of like to stay with the old system as much as possible. It works. It's simple. Some of the newer systems out there's a lot of plastic involved, and it actually puts the water into the exhaust side a lot sooner. Actually right out of the engine, whereas this carries it up to a super high point where it can't mix with the exhaust and cause a problem. You can actually swamp your boat if you put it in too early, especially below the water line. That way you're relying on your engine to actually create some sort of a pressure to move the water through. It works fine unless your boat takes a while to start, and sometimes this does. So if you're cranking it over, you're pumping water into your exhaust pipe, and then if it doesn't start, then you're got water in your intake and your, you know, all through your engine. So I think I'll stick with this as long as possible. I am thinking about maybe using maybe a rubber hose or something instead of the copper, so it's easier to maintain down the road and check on it. But I haven't come up with a good way to put a hose on there with these. I have a big flanged end here, and I have a big flanged end down there, and trying to get a hose over that would be quite difficult. So anyway, I'll ponder on that, and today I'm going to go help my friend put a roof on his barn. So I've a fun-filled day ahead of me. Put on a steel roof. So that's my update.